Good morning to all. Welcome to Splendid Leading. Today we have a discussion on India in 2047 essay. In the year 2047, everyone should combine their thoughts, words, deeds, etc. for a better and more developed India. I want to work with a sense of commitment for every Indian to achieve individual sectoral development with strong attitude. The real strength of a country is the strength of the common people. I believe that unity without differences prevails, and the integrated development of all the people from different sections will make our country a better and more sovereign nation. It is my destiny that this great historical event will unfold in my nation in 2047. What I want to see in 2047, my Indian nation would shine as a non-divisive nation of patriotic, visionary and hardworking Indians. Introduction. I intend that every Indian should do his duty with full honesty, full strength, and full devotion in their fields and work, paying homage to our forefathers who sacrificed their every moment for the sake of the sovereignty of India and breathing the air of freedom. Because it is obvious that various fields, including industry, technology, and agriculture, are evolving towards a self sufficient state. But my mind always thinks that my country of India needs self sacrificing patriots who will continue to work with enthusiasm and creativity. In my mind, I am trying to understand how India should show its uniqueness in the year 2047 and establish itself as a role model country for various nations of the world. I sincerely hope that these thoughts will lead me to participate further in the long journey of my Indian nation. It is my firm conviction that my mighty Mother India will fulfill my heartfelt dream of India, that is, the developed nations in 2047 with the supremacy of world countries as India as a premiership. Actions are not words. It is an inescapable fact that India will be the basic and best country in 2047, but we must make plans accordingly. In the next 5 years, we need to implement programs so that women and children can live safely and excel in their respective fields. Because the development of women is not likely to happen without the blessings of our Mother India, which is why the development of women has been defined as the measure of the country's development. In that way, I firmly believed that I can make my Indian human resources superior through integrated series of training like women's education, moral education, culture based spiritual education, technical based vocational education, and leadership based soft skill training. Intrinsic itinerary. First, we have to examine what is our vision of India, because there is no doubt that our thoughts will shape the Bharata Mata of tomorrow. From my point of view, India is a prosperous and wonderful country that has in itself a rich and wonderful nation of exemplary martyrs, virtuous spiritual leaders, and energetic scholars steeped in science. We know that ancient India, shown as a beautiful, self sufficient, and independent land, but due to some intervening changes, we diverged from our natural state. But I think that India will in the future adjust herself to her former glory, ancient glory, for the world knows well that the history of this country has been a glorious succession. Nature of my mother Bharata Mata. In this scenario, how my India wants to be in 2047 will have to enlighten the rich culture and credentials that is already had, because India has always been a great country in terms of agriculture, economy, and science and technology. I think every Indian has a moral duty to rejuvenate it and make it evolve, because the dream of India that I see is not only for me. It is the words of Mahagavi Bharati, who said, "Nature is our mother who does not know that she was born." It is not only the dream of the Indian soul related to India's antiquity and innovation, it is also a contract with destiny. That is why I dream that a holy land called India will rule the world in 2047. This dream is bound up with the dream of every Indian who, with great effort and commitment of the Indian soul, does his duty without anyone's management and considers the development of the country as the development of his family. It is Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam or Yadum Ure Yavarum Kale. That is, all places are our native and all people are our relatives. It is said by Saint Kaniyan Bungundranar belongs to Tamil land. I consider to be a great dream of the world unity. Soil and Himalayas are our mountains, like the rest of the state, said Mahagavi Bharatiyar, showing the unity and majesty of my Indian nation. My India in my mind. I want my Indian nation to be very clean. I want every Indian to keep the Indian land clean according to the principles that the human body, a temple, and the soul is our God. I want my Indian nation to rule not only in education, medicine, and science, but also in agriculture and commerce, as in spirituality. Only then I think we will be able to overcome all the outrages that threaten the future and save the weak nations. Action plan, the paradigm for India in 2047. That is, from starts with the integrated economic development. My India must defend itself in the nuclear weapons arena by 2047, because I want our country, which is gaining leadership and premiership in industrial development and rising itself to lead the world towards new movement in human resources enhancement. It is our need to reach greater heights in economics also. 6.2 62.5% of India's population is in the category of 15 to 59 working age population group, which is ever increasing and is projected to cross more than 65% by 2036. I intend that through this my country will rule the world in terms of human resources. Currently, India's economic target is set about $40 trillion. It should happen in 2047. Also, I expect significant growth to be achieved in sectors such as fuel, non-conventional energy, solar energy, trade and industry, textile, manufacturing and exports. Projected to be the world's third largest economy after China and the US as early as 2025. It seems like a no-brainer that my nation will surely make its debut in 2047. India is known to be doing better than China in financial sector. The Indian stock market is functioning very well in Asia. It is fully digitalized by the Central Bank of India, which I think will be the even better in 2047. My nation, India, excels in agriculture sector. It is produces cotton, millets, dry beans, chickpeas, pulses, bananas, mangoes, papaya, kungum, ginger, chilies and turmeric in large quantities, and new organic farming research methods are expected to lead the top position in the agriculture sector in 2047. Global premiership, skyrocketing commercial progress on par with the developed nations and flourishing and thriving in the industrial revolution. Most importantly, my nation of India needs the sweat of the uncultivated labor of those who do not mind polluting pure nature by getting an innovative revolution in the farming industry. What with my mind wants to create a never before seen history in space and celebrate our scientific power on the world stage. And India should take the lead in making policy decisions on the global environment, climate change, trade alliances, military, domestic events, foreign invasions related issues, avoiding dictatorship, etc. And in medicine, spiritual lessons should be practiced along with science. Only then can the medical leadership of our country, India, will provide the immense health benefits to the world by 2030. India would lead the world in all respects, and I see my nation continuing its history of glory at its best. As the former top diplomats of the United States says that the world's two largest democracies can do rare things together in future. Vibrant transformation. I consider the change of character, that is global leadership, to be a very necessary for my Indian youth, because the moral change of the youth who are fighting for reservation is inevitable for my Indian nation. And the virtues of love, generosity, motherhood, prosperity, wealth, growth, self sufficiency, self reliance, joy, enthusiasm, celebration, and sweetness. I want every Indian brother and sister to associate such meaningful words as a daily occurrences in their lives, because it is through these qualities that family relationship that treat elderly with kindness and civility can appear. Is it not it? It is only then that I believe that my Indian youth will understand the externality of the philosophy of proof that the external life of irreproachable life and forgetfulness is different from honesty and ignorance. In this way, my Indian heart will have the moral thought of having federalism along with morality in politics. As a result of this, the heart of Indians who are promoting national welfare will be seen everywhere in my country with a smiling face. Skill India for greatness. In skill development, our Indian youth should be computer literate, accounting literate, multilingual with a micro enterprise, and explain our Indian identity, culture in their mother tongues. It is possible to better manage private and public Indian enterprises by empowering competitiveness and sectoral efficiency, keeping pace with the journey of developed countries in meeting societal needs in areas such as medicine, education, agriculture, advanced cities, smart cities, infrastructures through major initiatives such as artificial intelligence practices in my country. It is expected to retain its best position in 2047. In our mother tongues, new ideas are expected to take root in this endeavor. Need transfer and cultural collaboration in this connection. I feel that it will be an opportunity for the whole world to shine with the dignity, strength, and courage of the Indian character, the magnificence of Indian magnanimity. I pray that pure witnesses who not only advise but also show the high values of life that they want to young generations through their words, thoughts, and deeds will travel with us, because Tirukural couplet 448 says, "The king who none to censure him, briefed of safeguards all." கடிந்து அறிவுரை கூறும் பெரியோரின் துணை இல்லாதவர் காவலற்ற அரசன், தன்னை கெடுக்கும் பகைவர் எவரும் எல்லாவிட்டாலும் கெடுவான் என்று கூறியுள்ளார். Though none of his ruin work shall surely ruined fall, that has been clarified by the sage himself. I want my country to be adorned in 2047 with witnesses who fear that their little effort will be useful for the development of their nation, and their smallest mistake that tarnish the reputation of my country. That said Valluva Perundagai to shoot this concept. with the couplet 428. Folly meets fearful ills with fearless hearts. அஞ்சத்தக்கதைக் கண்டு அஞ்சாதிருப்பது அறியாமையாகும். அஞ்சத்தக்கதைக் கண்டு அஞ்சுவதே அறிவுடையவரின் தொழிலாகும் என்று எச்சரித்துள்ளார். To fear where the causes of fear exist is wisdom's part. With the help of this character, the working people who tirelessly strive for the Indian nation without giving room to personal preferences can see great advantages in participating in the leadership of the Indian government. As evidence, urinating, spitting and swearing in public places should be made on immoral crime in my country of India, and there should be people who consider wasting water and food as a drag on their character. I hope that my country will have such credentials by 2047. Dignified values of my country. I want 100 energetic activists of patriotism in more than 6 lakh villages to serve for social upliftment and as a bastion of their weak. I want our nation of India to shine in 2047 as a noble jewel of self-disciplined moral sealers, moral patriots, as a crime and an immoral act. I want our nation of India to shine and vibrated condition in 2047 as a noble leadership of self-disciplined moral sealers, moral patriots who consider the error of individual thought as a crime and an immoral act. And with the happiness of being harmony with nature, we should have the grace to possess as the monks who worship nature with my Indian mother. I pray that young people will be born in each of our Indian homes who will think of lustful thoughts with the most definite evil intent as a disgrace and as a disgrace. I pray that our Indian goddesses who live a pure life with love and sacrifice as our mothers and sisters will be frozen in our hearts as a form of virtue and chastity. Only then can moral literature and spiritual ethics become a part of daily life in each of our Indian families, so that my nation can lead the nations of the world. The youth should be saturated with ancient Indian ethical literatures and soaked in pleasure. Only then can the gift of exemplary Indian thinkers shining forth as benefactors of virtues to the world reach a bountiful home in this world for our nation. Finally, the culture and principles of life suited to the Indian landscape should remain the foundation of the lifestyle of the Indian people, and a life of virtue and love and diversity should be the crown jewel of Indian spiritual leadership, the inception of a new beginning, that is the conclusion. My thoughts presented here are not only my thoughts, but the essence of the thoughts formed in the thoughts of our freedom martyrs who sacrificed their lives for my country. Kurudi Sindhi have been distilled, the blood distilled into my writings. I want my India to become fully, truly a great and a mighty nation. All of us would do well to start making constructive action plans for it now. Such efforts are not in vain. I have embarked on a medical leadership journey to my country of India, and I do not doubt that I will be successful in the journey of my life, in the strong sustainable development journey of my mother India, because I strongly believe that all the endeavors of my mother India will be successful, because it's said by வள்ளுவ பெருந்தகை, குடி செய்வல் என்னும் ஒருவருக்கு தெய்வம் மடிதற்று தான் முந்துரும். I will make my race renowned if a man shall say with vast west succinct the goddesses leads, the Thiruvalluvar said that 2000 years ago. தன் குடும்பத்தையோ தன் நாட்டையோ ஒருவன் முன்னேற்ற வேண்டும் என்று முனைந்து விட்டால் தெய்வமே அவனுக்காக உதவி செய்யும் என்பது வள்ளுவர் வாக்கு. எனவே இந்த 2047 பற்றிய இந்தியாவின் கனவை நிறைவேற்ற சபதம் ஏற்போம். அதற்காக கடுமையாக உழைப்போம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.